how to handle. Async pipe is related to communication with the services that we will see when we deal with services. Uppercase, lowercase, title case, these are very simple. No need to explain much about them. That means these pipes will change the capitalization, right? We have uppercase. Uppercase is nothing but converts text into uppercase letters. So how do we define? We have some string. To that string you can apply pipe uppercase. That is one pipe. Already yesterday I showed you in some example how we can manage that ng-serve project shopping. Okay. And similarly lowercase, so it converts all letters into lowercase. This is also same, you can apply on a string. We have a lowercase. Next we have title case, that is converts every word first letter into uppercase. That is also simple. You have to just apply on a string. On a string you need to apply the title case. These are very simple and general options. Already yesterday I showed you. We have uppercase, we have lowercase and title case. And one sentence case is not there, which already we designed. One more time I will show you later. But capitalization related pipes, we have these: uppercase, lowercase and title case. Next important in the pipes, so let's see. We have another pipe called number pipe. Actually it is used to display numbers, display number with decimal places and thousand separator. With decimal places and thousand separator, it can display numbers. For that, so many points are there. You can use any value on that. You can apply this number. So how it will display, what all options, I will show you. It is compiled successfully. You see here in our example, you see we have price 46,050. When I am displaying that price here, when we are displaying the price here, you can see the price is not displayed with the decimal 50. Then what you can do is you can simply apply the pipe called number. Actually sometimes technically you should know the architecture behind it. Actually this pipe name is decimal pipe, means in the background its class name is decimal, but when you access and use it, we use as number. That means number pipe is not derived from number pipe class. It is having a class called decimal pipe. Number pipe is derived from decimal pipe. Earlier in older versions we used to have number and decimal, but in latest version from Angular 9 and higher onwards, they merged both of them into one. That means number pipe and decimal pipe both are same now. Earlier we have a decimal pipe separate, number pipe separate, but now we have only number pipe which can work as both number and decimal. But actually number pipe is derived from decimal pipe base class. It is derived from decimal pipe. So you can see here, this is the number pipe, actually number, but it is derived from decimal pipe. I will show you later how it works. As of now, you see this number, when I apply, it will put a 1000 separator here. 1000 separator, but decimal places missing again. If you want decimal places, you need to define the decimal places like this. That means what this will do, suppose here we are adding a simple price is equal, price is a number type. In that we have 45,000, something like this, 50. Now we are displaying that price in our UI, then it will display exactly like this, 45,000.5. Now when you added number to this price, you added number to this, then it will display only 1000 separator, 45,005. Still decimal is missing. For that, what you can do is, you can define price, pipe, number, and you can add a parameter. Parameters are defined with colon. These are pipe related options. So colon, what is the value? Here, how to define how many decimals you want to show. Here we have to write colon. First, we have to define min integer. So min integer, and you have to configure, so hyphen, and you have to use the decimal places. One is min decimal and dot max decimal. Like this, you have to define the options. Minimum integer value, minimum decimal value, maximum decimal value. That's how we have to define. So here you see now, when you are configuring the number pipe, we put a colon. Here I defined 4. So here how many values you are expecting? Integer is 5-digit integer. Then we have to define 5. Means in the quotes, 5 digits integer. After 5 digits integer, how much the minimum value? That means digits, minimum digits 2. Minimum digits 2. That means it is going to display minimum 2 digits decimal places. So I said minimum digits 3. That means it is going to display 3 digits value. And you can put here, so any number of digits, how many you want, you can configure how many decimal places you want. Now there is one more option. You can say I want minimum 2. It can go up to maximum 4. That means later if price is changed, it will not allow more than 4. It will be between 2 to 4. Up to 2 to 4 decimal places, it can display the value. Minimum 2, because there you have mentioned only 2, right? You have mentioned only 2. Suppose I am giving 3 and 4 and 5, like this I am adding the value. Then you can see it is showing only 2. So this is used for displaying. This is used for displaying minimum, how many to start and how many you want to keep. This is later is used when you are using validations. So as of now, you don't need this, because that is required when you are validating the value. If you want to say minimum 2, maximum 2, that means here just you can put 2, or you can keep 2-2. People have an habit of writing this, but this is not required until or unless you are doing validation. Currently, we are not doing validation. We are just restricting the value to how many digits. So then you can just give the minimum integer value. So minimum integer value, how much you can configure here. So what we are doing, so we can define minimum integer and minimum decimal and maximum decimal. So minimum integer dot minimum decimal hyphen maximum decimal. That means how to define. So price, we have number, and here 5 digits number, and another minimum 2 digits, maximum also 2 digits. We can restrict like that. Or you can also write maximum is not required. You can simply put number. We can put number, and minimum integer is 5 and maximum is 2. Like this, you can simply configure. Decimal places, that is for decimal places. So to display decimal places, you have to use this. And remember one point, in many interviews, some questions are asked. I will tell you those questions at the end. At the end, I will give you FAQs related to pipes. Pipe related, what questions are asked in regular interviews. One question asked is, what is difference between pipes called, we have a pipe called, when you are dealing with pipe, see, if anybody gives here 4 digits number, that means here anybody gives a 4 digit number, that means will it change your value to 4 digits? Will it change your value to 4 digits? No, it will not change. Then why you are giving that 4 digits number? That is for validation. That is for validation. Later, when you are validating the values, when user inputs any value, if you want to find out the length and verify if the length is matching with your requirement or not, for that we need that. Otherwise, you don't need this. You can simply put 0, 2. But this is actually used. So you can see I kept 0, 2, and you can see that is not affecting here. So then why to write this? Later it is very important for validation. When you are validating the value, you can get this number and you can find out input number and restricted number both are same or not. How many digits expected, how many digits input happened, both are same or not. For that you need this. So that is the reason, if anybody asks like, by changing this minimum and maximum will affect the value, value is not going to affect. It is going to just affect the format. Values will never change. That means these pipes are not going to change the value. They are going to change only format of value. That means they will not remove 1 digit number. They will not add any another number. That means number will be same. Only the point is the format will be changed. These pipe related options are used to affect the format, not to affect the values. Then why you have these options? Why you have minimum integer? That is required for validation. Later when you are learning validation, you can use these values to verify the length of digits, how many digits it is expecting, how many digits input, verify input and expected both are same or not. For such situations, we need that. Otherwise, we don't need to concern about this integer values, right? So this is simple how we can display numbers in a clean format. To display numbers, you need a 1000 separator and you need an decimal places. For that, you have to just apply this number pipe. Same like number pipe, you have the pipe called currency. Currency is same. Currency, it is similar. It is similar to number pipe. Number pipe. So, but comprises of a currency symbol. It comprises of a currency symbol. That is only extra symbol. And you can define custom currency symbol. You can define custom currency symbol by using HTML entities. You can use HTML entities or currency format. That means HTML entity is nothing but, suppose you see here, I am displaying, instead of number, I am displaying currency. When I am applying currency, you can see a currency symbol will come. Currency symbol comes, thousand separator comes, decimal places will come automatically. Now, if you want to change currency symbol, two options are there. You can use HTML entity. HTML entity means you can apply like this. You can say currency and colon. Here you can define ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. I hope you know that in HTML that is used to keep Indian currency symbol. You might have learned in HTML how to keep currency symbols in HTML. That is HTML entity. Or you can use another one, currency. You can use currency formats like INR. You can use currency formats like USD. Like this you can apply. So these are predefined formats, or you can use your own entities also. You can define your own entities. So you see now here, currency, it is showing dollar as currency. Then I can just keep a colon. And here I can use HTML entity. HTML entity ampersand hash 8 ampersand hash 8377 semicolon. That is the entity for Indian rupee. Generally, you know that in HTML how to keep those symbols. And otherwise, you can simply put here USD. That means it will put dollar, or you can simply write as INR. You can define both of them. Anything is same. Or you can put your own symbols. Even you can write your own text like RS. That means it will keep your own text. Anything you can configure them. The symbols your wish. You can define any symbol. You can even add a custom value also. You can define a custom value. So recent versions, they have introduced these short names so that we can easily apply those currency formats. So you can use this, or you can use this, or you can use any custom text also. So how you define that? We have a price, and in that price we have a currency, and in the currency you can define the currency format, how to apply. Or you can write like this, currency, and you can define ampersand hash 8377 semicolon like this. So these are very simple options to apply the formats. We have number and we have currency. Right. Next, important in the pipes, we have a date pipe. It is also simple. It is used to display date in various formats to display date and time. Date and time in various formats, we have simple date option. That means you can see here, we are displaying manufactured, and it is displaying date in a lengthy format. If it is to be displayed in a short format, you can simply apply a date pipe for that. Date pipe will change the format. Actually, how to change the date format? There are so many techniques. In Angular latest version, Angular latest version introduced predefined formats like you can write short, you can write medium, you can write long, or you can write short date, you can write short time, you can write long date, you can write long time. Like this you can write ready-made. This is available only from the latest versions. You can apply the names directly. That means you can simply write long date, short date, automatically it will display only that. That means now you are displaying here. I am just adding a option here, that is long date, and it is going to display in a long date format. I'm writing here long time. That means it is going to display in that long time format. So you have long, short date, and it is going to display the short date format. That means you can display the formats by using these predefined words. It's a simple option. How to store date already you know. For example, we have a MFD, manufactured is a new date. And in that you can store some date value. You know how to handle dates in your JavaScript. You learned how to handle the dates. You can store the date in using a date constructor. To display, we have to apply date. You can simply apply date, or you can apply predefined formats. So date and colon, and you can put some short date like this. These are predefined formats. You can apply predefined formats, or you can configure date by using date entities. You can configure the date by using date entities. Date entities means you can write like this. M, it is for month, and this is for month. MM is for short month number, actually month number. And we have MMM, this is for short month name. We have MMM, this is for long month name. We have long month name. And we have D. D is for single digit date. And DD, so two digits date. And you have YY, this is 2 digits year. And we have YYYY, this is 4 digits year. And capitalization also exactly matters. You cannot write D in uppercase. You cannot write Y in uppercase. You have to write month in uppercase. If you miss the format, it will not work. That means the capitalization also same. Exactly, you have to follow the capitalization. Month is defined in uppercase. Day and year are defined in lowercase. Now, once you know this, you can write in any order you want. You can define in any order you want. For example, I can write like this. Suppose C. Instead of this, I can write like this. That means MM, that means month digits, hyphen So here dd hyphen YYY, that means month, day, year. It will display that format, month, day, year format. Suppose I am using MMM. This is a short month. Short month will be Feb. Suppose I am using MMM. This is long month. That means it will display complete February. So for D, here I am defining, so uppercase D. Now it will not work. Capitalization very important. You have to follow the same capitalization. You can display in any format you like to. That means you can write DD, comma, you can write MMMM, so hyphen, so YYYY, your wish. You can write in any format. It will display like that. Any format you can build and you can display. For that, you have to use these date entities. That means you have to use the date entities like this. That means by using those date entities, you can build anything. Suppose I am showing manufactured. I can build the date in this format. Just I have to use these date entities. For that, you have another pipe called date. So how to display the dates? So many pipes you have seen here. One is uppercase, lowercase, title case, currency, number pipe, and date. Slice, I hope no need to explain. Everybody knows it. Slice pipe you have learned in arrays already. Already you learned in arrays. Slice is used to, it can extract values between specified index. It can extract values, characters, values or characters between specified index. That means if you are dealing with a string or if you are dealing with an array, you can extract the values between specified index by using slice. That means slice is used for extracting the values. Simple. For that, I will use a simple collection here. Let's see. I will put here categories. So something like this. And let's create a array. Here I am just creating an array. Categories is an string type array. And in that we have like some mobiles, so yeah, some footwear, so we have like fashion, like so, like this, so men's clothing, like this. Now we are reading all these and printing here. So I will create an ordered list. List item should repeat ng for let item of collection. Collection is categories, and we are printing every item here. It is going to display all of them. It is going to display all. Now I want to get only from 2 to 3, not others. Then what you have to do? This is the iteration which is iterating all. It is iterating all. Then you can simply apply here a pipe and you can define slice. Slice from which index? So index number 1 to how much? Index number 3. You know that third index is not included. That means index 1 and 2. It is going to extract that and it is going to display only those two. That means you can extract and display only the values between the specified index. Suppose I said 1 and 2. That means up to 2. That means only 1 will come. It will display only footwear. So without this, it is going to read and display all of them. It is going to display all of them. If you want to extract only from specified index to specified index, then you can apply slice. Slice is not only for collection, slice can be used for string also. So that means this is string. To that string, I am applying slice, and I am saying that so it will be from 0 to 5. It will be from 0 to 5. We will apply the pipe 0 to 5. Then you can see these characters it will read. You can apply on a string or you can apply on a collection. That means it will extract only those values and display. So we can configure how many values you want to read. It can read only that. So it can be used on string or it can be used on collection, right? That is a simple. So it can extract values or it can extract characters between the index. Syntactically, just you have to define your data or data string. So on this, we need to apply slice and we need to define start index and end index. That is how we can extract the value and display. Example, suppose I am having these categories, a simple collection I am giving, and that is the categories, and we are displaying that in the output. This HTML output I will give. You can design and you can try that. This is basically how we can use the slice pipe, slice. Another important in the pipes, we have a key value pipe. Key value pipe. This is very much required. This is not there earlier. So Angular 9 plus version introduced key value pipe. Key value pipe to read the properties and values from collection. To read the properties and values from collection. Actually, one problem here is in JavaScript you learned for in operator. This for in operator, you know that in JavaScript it reads all properties. It reads all properties. And you learned about for of operator. For of operator is nothing but it reads all values. Now you have seen in Angular, we have ng for. And ng for is using of operator. It cannot use in operator. You have seen all these days, ng for is using of. It cannot use in operator. For can use in operator actually. For with in, for with of. You know already that for with in will read all the properties and for with of will read all the values. But here ng for cannot use in operator. That means ng for is a iterator which cannot read properties. But reading properties is important. To read properties, because at which index which value is present is important. That is the reason it is not providing this in operator. That is the reason you see there is a index option. We learned that ng for have a index property. Index property will return the index number. ng for is having a index property which will return the index number. But if you can get the property, you don't need the index number. If you can get the properties, you don't need the index number. But you cannot use in operator here. That is the reason they introduced a concept called key value. That means what you can do is here, we are displaying these options here. I will keep this ordered list as a class list unstyled. So it will not have any numbering. You can see mobiles, footwear, fashion, empty. Now we can apply a pipe on this called key value. What is the specialty of this pipe is it can read the properties and values. Properties are nothing but index number and values are the values. That means item can use item dot key now. Item dot key will print the properties, and array properties, I will put in a square brace, and beside this I will print item dot value. Earlier we can use only item. We cannot use key and value until or unless we apply this pipe. If you are not applying key value pipe, item don't have key and value. Items can have key and value only when you are applying key value pipe. Now what key will do? It will read the properties, value will read the values. And you know that properties can be retrieved in this way. So if you are working with JavaScript, you can directly use for in for reading properties, for off for reading values. But in ng-for, you cannot use in operator. So there is no chance of reading properties. That is the reason in latest versions of Angular, they introduced this pipe to make it convenient so that you can read both properties and values. Because properties are very important to know the index, to delete them, to edit them, to insert any new value at specified index. For that we need all these properties. Already I showed you example. By using index we can remove item, we can add items, we have seen that. So technically this is not possible earlier. Now it is possible by using a key value pipe. When you apply key value pipe, then only the key and value options are available. If you don't apply this key value pipe, then it cannot have the key and value properties. Item is only just item. It is possible only when you apply the key value pipe, right? That is a simple option for reading keys and values. That means Angular 9 and higher version introduced key value pipe to read the properties and values from collection. Earlier we have to use for in, for off. ng-for can use only for off. That means it can read only values, not properties. So syntactically now we can apply here. So suppose I can apply here. So ng-for let item of collection, and on that we can apply key value pipe. Key value pipe, so that we can read the keys, item dot key, and we can read the value, that is item dot value. We can deal with this. Example is this one. Same categories. This is one example I am giving here. Means how we can read the properties and values. Collection is same. You can put the same collection. Collection is already there above. Collection is already above there. The same collection we are using. Same collection we are using and we are displaying. This is key value pipe. Another important, we have pipe called JSON pipe. We have a JSON pipe. JSON pipe is nothing but it is used to convert data into JSON format, so that it can be transported across servers using API. For that we need data to be converted in a JSON format. Generally whatever data comes from API, by default it is JSON. Already you saw Fake Store, already you saw NASA APIs. We learned everything by default comes in JSON. Data comes by default in JSON, but data will not go in JSON. When you are submitting data from an API and sending to the APIs, actually, generally we send data from form. From form, whatever data goes, it is in a string format, which we have to convert into JSON. We have to convert that into JSON. Otherwise, it is not in a proper format to interact with APIs. So for that, we need to use this JSON to convert data into JSON, right? If any data is present, if you want to convert the data, just you have to apply data with the JSON. Actually, in JavaScript, you might have learned an alert. If I want to present this data in a JSON form, what we can do? In JavaScript, if I want to convert this data into JSON and present, then what to do? Don't know JavaScript. So we have to use JSON.stringify method. By using that, we convert the data into JSON and send. That's what we do in general JavaScript. If you want to convert data into JSON form. In Angular, we have to just apply JSON filter on that. So in JavaScript, we can use this JSON stringify method. By using that, we convert data into JSON and send it. So if you are doing that here, that means for that we need an object here. Let's see any object, like suppose product is an object, any type of object. Product have some name. So here we have some product name, some name, and we have some price and the price, and we have some stock like true or false like this. And I want to present this data. Generally, we are using product here, and you can see the product data is an object. I want to convert this into a JSON type. Then we have to just apply JSON. When you convert that, when you apply JSON, it is displayed in a JSON format, so that it is easy for transporting this object through an API, sending the data to any API. Actually, we have to do this in JavaScript by using option called, in JavaScript, actually we have to use alert JSON.stringify, and whatever data is there, we have to define that. That means the data will be displayed in that format and display. In JavaScript, we used to do that. But now in Angular, we can simply apply. We can simply apply the filter here, JSON. That means it converts the data into JSON and display. So to display data in a JSON format, we have to use that. Example is this. This is the product object. And simply we have to use product with the JSON. This is another pipe. So many pipes are there here. Uppercase, lowercase, title case, date, number, currency, slice, JSON, key value. These are all ready-made pipes. Depending on the situation and requirement, we can use. And some new pipes are there in Angular. We have a pipe called I18N select pipe. I18N select pipe. Why it is having such different name actually? It is nothing but everything in Angular is not built by Angular. For example, you have a Google Play Store. When you go to Google Play Store, in that so many apps you will find. So the Google Play Store is providing so many apps. Are all those apps built by Google? Are all those apps built by Google? They are not built by Google. But why they are in Google Play Store? So that means you may think like Google Play Store means the apps built by Google. All apps are not built by Google because it is open source. Anybody can contribute. You can build an app, you can give to Google Play Store. If they like your app, it is good, then they will include in the Play Store. Others can download and use it. Angular is also a open source community. Angular is also open source community. If you have talent, build a new feature and give it to Angular people. If they like it, they will put that in Angular. That means Angular is an open source community. I18 is a community. This I18 is a community, a group which are building applications. These people developed a pipe for Angular and contributed to Angular. So I18 is a community, and this select pipe is designed by that community. That is the reason Angular gives the community name to that pipe, so that it tells that it doesn't belong to Angular, but it is used in Angular. It is not built by Angular, it is built by some community, but it is very good for Angular, so they included in Angular. Officially, to include in Angular, it should be good, reasonable, and it should not have any bugs. If it good, reasonable, if it is not having any bugs, then we can use that. We can use that. That is the reason, technically, when you are dealing with pipes in Angular, not only pipes, so many concepts are not built by Angular. So many are built by several third parties. We can use them. So I18 select is such pipe, right? What is the purpose of this pipe? I will tell you. Actually, it can select a value using condition, and return the value that matches condition. Actually, so earlier, so you have to use lot of iterations, so with conditions to handle this operation, this type of operation. Now it is very simple. That means earlier you have to use lot of iterations with conditions. For example, I will tell you, see, let's create a simple shopping cart. Okay, shopping cart is an any type of array. Okay, in this we have the name as some name, Night Casuals. Okay, and it is having a price. Okay, some price. Okay, next we have city, shipped to which city. I defined some Hyderabad, that is the city. Now another name, so this is suppose some Lee boot, and its price is something, and its city is some Delhi. Now very important here, another name, and some mobile, and its price so is some price. Okay, some price, and we have city, so some Mumbai, like this we have. Now very important is you have some information like this, some TV and price. Okay, some price and city, some Goa, like this we define. Now the point is, actually your city string type, and your city is Hyderabad. And what you are doing is, actually this city is vendor city. That is vendor city. Vendor city means the person who can supply the product, he is in that city. Your city is Hyderabad, and the vendor's city is this, and you ordered Night Casuals, and it is in the same city of yours, then it will say that on the same day delivery. When you select that product, it will say that on the same day delivery. Why on the same day delivery? Because vendor is in the same city. Now you selected Mumbai, then it says that next day delivery because it is little nearby. Then next day they can deliver you that product. And you selected some Delhi, it says 2 days delivery. That means why this delivery date is changing for product to product? Why the delivery date is changing from product to product? Because of vendor. Vendor means a person have to supply the product to you. If the supplier is in the same city, then they can deliver you on the same day. If he is in another city, depending on how much distance it is, it will take 2 days, 3 days, 1 day. Now concept is, we asked you to write a program. That program should verify the city of the user and the city of vendor, and based on that it should display how many days it will take to deliver. You are thinking, that means your brain is not even capable of thinking that as of now immediately about that, right? I know that if I give you this task, you will take 1 day, right? I know your capacity. Then if I give this type of task to you, that do this program and show me, then you will come after 2 days, right? Everybody knows that this requires a lot of little bit logic skill, right? And this they have done ready made and they have given to you. You just apply. That means this work they have done automatically, and they just, you need to apply. That means what you need here is, here we are using status. We are having a status. Status is an object. That means it is an any type of object. Status is an any type of object. In this object, actually we define city Hyderabad. Okay. If it is Hyderabad, what is the status? Status is nothing but, I will say that, so same day delivery. I will give the name same day delivery, right? So if the city is Mumbai, so if the city is Mumbai, then I will say that so 1 day delivery, 1 day delivery. Like this I am defining. And if it is some so Delhi, so 2 days, 2 days, right? Delivery in 2 days, delivery in 2 days. That is the message we are defining. And if it is any other is like a switch default. Other is a keyword which is used as a default. If it is other, then you say that so delivery unknown. We will update soon. That means if any is not there, that means generally what they say, they will write that usually shifted, usually delivered in 2 days. So we will update soon. That is the message we are giving. That means usually delivered in 2 days, we are updating soon. We are updating soon. That is the point we need to define. Yep. So here, so we have these are the status. Okay. Now we need to pick up one status according to vendor city. Generally, if you have a little bit programming knowledge, you know how to handle that. You have to write a for loop to read all the cities, and we need to have a condition. If vendor city is this conditions, we need loops and conditions. But now you can see that here I am displaying so a simple table. That means shopping cart, shopping status, shopping cart status, something like this. we are creating a table and a T head. Okay, TR and TH. And here we have name, we have price, and we have status. Just status we are defining. And we will put a class table and table hover. Okay. Now below, I am creating a table body. In this, we have table row. This row should repeat ng for LET item of collection. Collection is a shopping cart. Collection is this shopping cart, right? So shopping cart. And in that first cell, we need to display item dot name. Second cell, we need to display item dot price. Third cell, we need to display item dot vendor city. Based on vendor city, we are applying a pipe called I18N select pipe, which is expecting status. Status is an object. That means what this will do is, it will verify what is the vendor city. It will check is that city available in that status or not, and it will get that message and it will display, and it is doing it. That means same day delivery because it is Hyderabad. It is 2-day delivery, it is in Delhi. 1-day delivery, it is in Mumbai. And usually delivered in 2 days, we will update soon because it is some other city. Right now, if I am changing here in my data, suppose I am changing here that Nike Lee Cooper boot also in Hyderabad only, then in that case, it will say same day delivery. Suppose it is in Mumbai, so it is in Mumbai, then automatically it says 1-day delivery. And it is some other city, that means Chennai, some other city, then it says usually delivered in 2 days. This keeps on changing according to what city they are selecting. This is very simple. You don't need much loops, iterations, and conditions. We can simply handle that by using a simple pipe, that is I18 select. We have to get the city name. We have to just apply the pipe. This pipe is expecting an object for comparison, and that object contains the city name and value. What is the city name and what is the value? Depending on which product city they are selecting, automatically it will display the status. This earlier, if I have to do that in the UI, it will take lot of logic, lot of iterations and conditions are required to achieve this kind of functionality. Now it is very simple that you can manage by using this. This is I18 select pipe. I18 select pipe. That means it uses iterations and condition, right? And it can handle. So simply you have to write it requires a string compared with property in object. String compared with property in object. That is very important. So here example is this. So in the TS file, so this is the logic in the TS file. So pipe demo dot component dot TS. This is the code. Another one, pipe demo dot component dot HTML. In the HTML, this is the design. I will give you this code. That is the code. This is I18N select pipe. This is I18N select pipe. You have another pipe called I18N plural pipe. Actually, it is used to display status according to the count of values in collection, count of values in collection. This is also very regularly used these days. That is the reason they designed this pipe for convenience. These days this pipe is very regularly used. Earlier we have to write lot of logic. They found that this is very commonly used in every project applications. That's the reason they introduced this concept. For example, what is that plural pipe is nothing but, suppose, see how this plural pipe works. Let's see. So how the plural pipe can be used. One simple point here, I will say, to use plural pipe, some changes I am doing here. So what we need here is to handle the plural pipe, we need some collection. Here I said notifications. Notifications is an string type, is an array. Notifications is a string type array. And it is empty. As of now, we don't have anything inside it, right? Okay. Now here we have another object, notification map. Notification map. We will create here a map. It is of type. So map, that means we will define a string type here. So means you can create an object there. That means object can be like, so key is a string type and we have an value. So value is a number type. Like this we can configure number. That means you can directly define like this. Just syntax I am giving. That means map is any type. Any type. In that what you can do is, here we can define key is what type. Key is a string type, is a string type. And we can define its value. So value is a number type. Like this we can configure. Actually this is the data type. Means what is the data type? We want a key string type and a value number type. That means we want to create a collection with key and value. That's what we want to maintain. That means we need like this. Actually we need data like this, key string type and value number type. That means we need to handle that kind of data here. Handle that kind of data. This is a map which is having a key which is string type and its value is number. That means key should be string type. I will say 0 and here I will say a message saying that, so no notifications. Like this I am defining no notifications. Notifications. Like this we are configuring. You don't need to use a map. You can directly define any type. You can configure any type. You can just create same like previous. What is the previous one we designed? We use an any type of object. You can directly write here. If it is equal to 0, then what should happen? If it is equal to 0, I will put a message. So message is nothing but I will put, say, no notifications. No notifications. This is the message. So there are no notifications. If it is equal to 1, if it is equal to 1, I will say 1 notification. Notification. I will define 1 notification like this. And another is if it is other. If it is other, then we have to define hash. So hash will get the number, how much number it is. And I will give here notifications. Notifications. Here, why it is called plural pipe? If there is one value, then we will keep as singular. If it is multiple values, then we put as plural. That means the plural word is used for many. Singular word is used for single. Generally anywhere, if I already told you in programming, if I write product, that means it is referring to one. If I say products, that means it is referring to many. This is plural. That means the yes name indicates that it is having many. If it is having many, then this yes must be added. And if it is not having many, it should be removed. That means whether to give a singular name or plural name, it will be decided based on the number of items. Actually, that is the plural pipe. I am configuring like this: 0, 1, and other. Now see what happens here is I am displaying the output. Simple. I will just put a button. In the button, we will put a class BTN and BTN primary. And here I will just put here notifications. Here notifications. Notifications is you see notifications is a string type array. And we will get that notifications dot length notifications dot length, and to that we will apply a pipe called I18 plural pipe. This plural pipe is expecting an object. We will get that notifications map. We will get that notification map. Then you can see here. So here it is say no notifications. Because the length is currently 0, there is no notification. So for example, what I have given here, I will add one value. Suppose missed call from manager, like this I defined. Then automatically you can see one notification. I am adding one more value into this. Suppose I say Facebook updated. Now you can see that it is going to say 2 notifications. That means when collection is changing, automatically the value will be changing. So that means output, of course, you can display in any way. I will put a span class bi as bell like this, and it will display like this. 2 notifications. Now, if there are more I added into this, that means one more option is there, OS updated. That means it says 3 notifications. Automatically, it will change the value according to the collection you are having. If it is 1, singular. If it is many, plural. This is called I18 plural pipe. Generally, what happens is when you are developing an app, we will get the notifications length. That means 2, 3, 1 missed call, 2 missed call, 3 missed calls. You will see on screen. How it will count? There are no missed calls. How many missed calls? These kind of pipes can be used easily for that. That means we can get the length. Based on the length, we can apply the pipe. So if the values are changing here, suppose I remove all these, that means there are no values in it. That means automatically no notifications. Based on how many are defined inside it, it will get the 10 display. You can now write a logic to click this button to see the notifications. I hope you can write now, right? No? Little bit that much knowledge you gain all these days. When you click the button, I want the list of notifications. What notifications? That means you have to simply read this array and print. Right? You have to just read the array and print the message. That means what we have to do is, right? So we need to put a container, and this container should display an unordered list, and the list item, it should work for ng for let item of notifications, right? You have to say, and it should get that item and print that. And this must display by using a Boolean value, it must display. Right, on button click, this should show and hide. That you can try at least, right? That means on this button click, it will display. Again click, it will hide. that you can do by using ng if we have learned that. That means it is going to display the notifications and display on button click. The point is singular, plural. Is it one or many? Based on that, you can apply this plural pipe. Plural pipe. This is an example. Same pipe demo component.ts. In that we have this collection. I will copy that. Another one, pipe demo dot component dot html. In this is the presentation. I will copy this. This is to display and handle the pipes. So this is all the built-in pipes available. All the built-in pipes available. In that one pipe we haven't discussed, that we will see later when we learn about service. These are all ready-made pipes. Now, how to create our own pipes, how we can handle custom pipes, that we will see with another example, that we'll see tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow we can finish the pipe concept. Then we will go into services, Angular services, how to work with APIs and all. Right? That we'll see in the next session. Tomorrow we'll see that.